Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining. I just saw that we closed 3 monthly candles red in a row, and I wanted to go back in the charts, in the index chart from the very beginning of Bitcoin's history to see what happens after 3 months closing red. Um, just curious, I was like, all right, is this bearish? Is this bullish? Are we gonna find a bounce here? Because to me, I'm like, man, 3 months in a row, that's a lot for Bitcoin. So sure enough, I found something pretty interesting, and I just figured it'd be better to live stream it so everybody can see what I'm looking at. I did post it, but I want to do a deeper dive of this monthly chart, and then also I'm going to get into the shorter time frames and see where we're at on the short term. So essentially, we just closed 3 months in a row. So I went back all the way to the beginning, and I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different times where we had at least 3 months close red in a row. And then we had up to 6 times, 6 monthly closes in a row. So 3 is not the end of the pain in the history of Bitcoin. So we could definitely have more than 3. But I wanted to see what happens after 3. Did we ever recover? Was it ever a part of a bull run where we had 3 and then we kept moving forward? Or was it always a part of a downturn? And if you can see here, the very first one, right after the third monthly close, we dropped 61%. Now, that's not a candle close. It only closed, probably half of that, but we had up to 61% drop after the third monthly close from the candle close. On the second one, where we had 3 close in a row, we did have about 64. It was, let's see. Let's call it, 31% from the candle close where we recovered. And then from there, we fell all the way back down. So really, this was a part of a bear market. Even though we had a small bounce here, it was still signaling that we're going to be moving down. And after we got rejected here, after 3 more monthly candle closes, we dropped 57%. Then at the very bottom of that bear market, we had 3 more monthly candle closes, and then a small bounce here, and then another 28% drop. And that was in August of 15. But we did close higher. So that was the end of the pain here. So this wasn't as bad. So really, this was at the end of the bear market. So we weren't going to have too much more room for a lot of pain here. But still, from the third monthly candle close, we saw 28% drop after that bounce. Over here, this was also the end of this bull run. After 3 monthly candle closes, 48% drop. Closed higher than that, but we did see all the way down to 48%. As we were recovering from that bear market in 2019, we had 3 more monthly closes red. And after that small little bounce here, we dropped 50% from that third monthly candle close before we had a very strong recovery on that 1 monthly close candle. So it wasn't as bad once the candle closed, but still up to 50%. And here we are now. We had a nice run up. I mean, we had a historic run when you're looking at the monthly candles. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. And if you look back, there weren't too many other times where we had 6, maybe 1. I haven't looked at that. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there was 1 there. Not quite there. So 6 monthly candle closes green in a row should have been also a signal like, hey, we're overheated. We should be seeing a cool off, at least in the short term. But I'd say seeing 3 monthly candle closes is a good indication that we should be in a bear market for the time being. I definitely would expect seeing more pain before we get past the 60, the 65, what was it, 64, pretty much 65,000 level of the last high. Where do I see it dropping? Well, if we even just use the smallest drop, 28%, we're talking about from the last candle close, that would be 25,000. And a lot of indications on the short term has shown 25,000 as a level where we would find support. And there's actually a CME gap. Let me see if I can pull that up. So I'll get out. This is really all I wanted to show you on the monthly. And that was on the log. Okay, let's see here. So let's look at the CME chart real quick. So if you see here, back in December when we had a quick run up, there's a gap that we have. And I'm not sure if you know, but a lot of times when it comes to CME gaps, they tend to get filled. Not all of them. There's one that didn't fill down here. So the likelihood of us filling these bottom ones in the $9,000, $10,000 area, I would say we're not going to see that level again. Anything's possible. Here's the 18,000, 19,000 level. I think that could be possible, worst case scenario. But I have strongly felt that this gap here, 24 to 25,000, 26,000, I thought after we broke down here that we were definitely going to see it, maybe even from here, but we are consolidating. You could call this a bear flag. This is definitely looking like a bear flag formation. So the 25K scenario could definitely play out. I'm thinking from here, if we don't hold this level 25K, but definitely don't take 19K, 20K off the table. So this is the CME gap. Now let's get into the smaller time frames. All right. So on the daily, I'm going to throw in the EMA ribbon so we can have an indicator to look at. Uh-oh. Interesting. Forgive me, guys. This chart decided to crap out on me. Let's see if I reload it. There we go. Apparently my computer does not like all this activity. All right, back to the daily. Sorry about that. And let's see if I can get the indicator to work now. Cool. So we're still underneath the EMA ribbon on the daily, which still indicates we're in a bear trend. We're still consolidating these same levels. Nothing's changed until we break under 30 or above 42K. We're still in the limbo period. And again, I've talked about this on my last streams, but volume has been lower on the daily. Activity like this over here indicates it's going to be continuation on these moves. In this uptrend, there's a lot of volume to support, keep moving forward. When we got to the top, volume died. So consolidation and then eventual drop because of lack of support from the bulls with volume. But now, after the strong selling volume here, there hasn't been strong volume one way or the other to move us forward or backward in a strong move. So nothing really to see there. The only thing I will point out, we could be forming, let me get rid of actually these drawings. We could be forming head and shoulders On the daily, you've got here, here, here. And let's see, on the 4 hour, what is it looking like? Yeah, you can also see there's an obvious support. Oh, sorry. There's obvious support down here at this level that we need to hold on to. Again, this is also kind of supporting that the bear flag. Just chopping in this channel, man. Chopping in this channel. We got rejected at the 200 EMA on the 4 hour. And let's see, on the daily, I do want to point this out. I didn't mention it on the stream last week or a couple days ago. Let me see. Indicators, RSI. So I'll pull this up so you can see a little better. So I also talked about this last week, but I wanted to mention it because we came to the top of this descending trend line right here. And over here, we tried to break above it, got rejected. On the shorter time frames, there was bearish divergence over here. There's also bearish divergence over here on the shorter time frames with RSI and OBV on balance volume. And we couldn't quite get past this RSI level right here to break out. So low volume, RSI got rejected, bearish divergence here, still underneath the ribbon. Bears are in complete control. We'll go down to the 1 hour. I'll get rid of this. So we broke out above the ribbon, broke out here. This was looking really good because we got above this last swing high over here. So all things considered, it looked good outside of the volume. There's no volume. So once we started losing volume, we started seeing that bearish divergence on the RSI, OBV, and some other indicators, and lost steam, and essentially led to the short-term demise, which I posted this the other day. This is kind of like a little head and shoulders right here. Kind of looks like a sombrero. I don't know. But yeah, so right here, you can see obvious level of support that we lost and fell underneath the ribbon after that. And now we kind of tried to come back to the top to retest it. Didn't quite reach there. We still might try to get up to that level. It's also the EMA ribbon and that trend line that we'll see a lot of resistance at. So you could look for, on a shorter time frame, doing a short from here, 34,000 roughly, 34,100. Otherwise, you could hang tight, look for some spot buys at the bottom of this range that we've found support at multiple times. Oh my gosh. All right. So yeah, down here, which would be like the 30,000 level, 31,000, you might start scaling in. And then if we breach the, I would say if we breach 30,000 again, I just don't think we'll find support at 28K. I think we'll fall down to that CME gap level where it's roughly 25K, we'll call it. So short term and on the higher time frame, I would say 41.3 is a huge level. But on the smaller time frame, for us to reclaim some sort of momentum for the bulls, I'd say 36.5 or 36.6 right here. The last swing high would be really big for us to at least get back up to the top of this level. So bearish pretty much on every time frame right now, for me at least. I'm not going to be looking to get into a position, of course. This happened when I was asleep, and I did have a small short in place right here, but I had to stop. Actually, I'm sorry, I had a short up here on it because I was on a smaller time frame looking at us losing momentum right up here, and I entered a short here, and then I had to stop at 34.50 when I went to bed because I saw us starting to recover and bounce off this level. So in case we're going to do a double bottom off of this support level, I was like, all right, I'm going to get out in some profit, went to bed, stopped me out by $20, and then boom, a huge short. So I've just been trying to lock in some profits lately because of how choppy it's been. It's just seesawing back and forth on these small time frames like crazy. So I definitely am just trying to get in and make sure I'm locking in profits where I see fit. But yeah, there could have been, if you're awake on the European, Asian hours, you would see that you could have been awake to catch this drop. But as of right now, I'm going to wait. Maybe if we break below this 33,000 level, we could see a good short opportunity. Let's see. We can do. Let's do a fib extension. Try to find you a good opportunity here. So fib retracement. So yeah, we lost the 382 level, got rejected right at the golden pocket level. And I'd say we could find a bounce here at 31.6, it's 236 level. So yeah, so maybe look out for a short if we fall back below 33 to take profit around 32, 31.8, right above this level. I'd always suggest taking profit before the technical target, just because anything can happen. It could get rejected, but right before it, or people will take profits before it, and then you'll miss your mark by a fractional margin. So I'd rather be ahead of it than too late to take profit exactly where I was looking to take profit. Maybe another thing we could be looking at here. So we had this double bottom here. We broke out above the neckline. And so perfect example, right? So these double bottom and these M patterns, these double tops, have not been playing out their technical targets at all in this choppy zone. So that's what I'm saying. It's easy to get chopped out. Yeah. So like from here, if you were trading this right when it broke out, you would have been looking to sell right at the top, which that's pretty cool. There's some confluence there, right? This technical target from this double bottom reaches the top of the swing high over here. So that looked pretty good. And we broke above a lot of resistance levels from this downward trend line. And right here. Yeah, I mean, we broke out above this, above the neckline, above this 0.5 fib level. So I mean, being honest, I was pretty bullish for the short term that we were going to reach to the top over here. So I entered a trade, closed out a couple in profit, breaking even, and down in one on one of my accounts on this long. But it's a spot buy. I'm just looking to scale in right now until we reach the bottom here. I'm not convinced one way or the other, but I will say, catching this monthly time frame where we've seen a huge drop after 3 monthly closes red in a row is not giving me a lot of hope for us seeing all-time highs in the near term. I'm now thinking at least 3 months, 4 months before we see a new all-time high. Just my opinion based on what I just saw. But I'd love you guys' opinion. Nice FUD. Oh man. Oh well. Not here to try to add FUD to the market at all. I'm definitely a bull when it comes to Bitcoin long term. I just try to let the charts show me what it shows me. I really don't like to predict, and I just like to see kind of where we stand with the indicators and the candles and patterns. And if it's bearish, it's bearish. If it's bullish, it's bullish. Here to shoot it straight with you guys. I don't want to be a super fluff guy that'll always give you rainbows and butterflies. That can get you in trouble real quick. So if you're not an active trader, trading daily, swing trading, you're just, a passive investor, I'd say don't let me scare you into selling your long-term holdings. This is all a blip in the radar when it comes to the long-term mission for Bitcoin, the long-term targets. I mean, my long-term targets are definitely in the millions. I think with inflation, at least here in the US, and just the purpose it serves, not only Bitcoin, but just the whole ecosystem, the crypto ecosystem. I think there's a lot of traction with DeFi. This year's been critical. It's been super pivotal with adoption with institutions, adoption with retail, more so than in 2017 when we had a craze. It was pretty much a bubble, a retail bubble in 2017. And then that's why we crashed so hard, is because there wasn't enough fundamentals to support the price action. And now I believe there is. We're holding on to 33,000 right now, and a lot of people are fearful, but are so quick to forget where we were, just 3 years ago, at the 3,000, 4,000 level. We've come so far since then. Right now, if you're trying to protect your capital and you're trading, definitely, I would say be cautious. But long term, don't let anybody scare you. I'm a true believer in Bitcoin and what it's going to be able to provide as a store of value. It's an asset. It's a new asset class, and it's something that will hedge against inflation, hedge against governments trying to do all kinds of cray stuff with our money and take control of what should be rightfully ours. I am a long-term bull. I'm not flooding the long-term, but I am giving you the real in the short-term because, I just want to look out for you guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. Share if this was helpful. Definitely like it. It shows that I'm doing something for you guys right, and I'll keep them coming. If you have any questions, feel free to message me privately. I love answering anything that I can, but I'm going to jump off now, and I will holla at you on the flip side. Peace.